Welcome back, you beautiful souls. As we continue our medical discussion this morning around hypertension. Now, I want you to go through an exercise.
Yeah.
You can do this, you guys at home as well.
Let's go.
Think of yourself and just one other person that's close to you, maybe your best friend, your partner, sibling, parent. Statistically, either you or that other person could have hypertension.
Yes.
That means 1 in every 2 people has it. That's how prevalent it is. It's crazy. And given these alarming stats, every May the 17th, we observe World Hypertension Day. This in an effort to raise awareness for this condition, often referred to as, understandably, the silent killer. And joining us today via Zoom to shed further light on the preventative measures and early detection is Nikash Bhagirathi from Discovery. Nikash, a very good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Graham. Good morning, Tabisa. How are you guys doing?
Very well, man. Thank you. It looks like you are coming through nicely from sunny Johannesburg this morning, but let's focus on hypertension, the silent killer. How does it affect the body?
Exactly that, right? So you have this elevated blood pressure over time, and that's going to cause damage to very sensitive parts of your body. So your organs are first affected, so kidney, brain, and even other areas of your body. So it causes all-round organ damage if not controlled well. And that's the main part. Detect it and then get it under control. And that will actually set you up to have a very long, healthy life without any of these terrible consequences which are associated with uncontrolled hypertension.
And of course, Nikash, for you, things got very real very quickly, and this underpins just how prevalent it is. But you yourself have personally been diagnosed with hypertension. What was your reaction when you first found out the news, and what have you done in your own ecosystem, if you will, to address it?
Yeah, so the first reaction is that you get hit hard, right? My first thought was, that's what my grandfather had. And unfortunately, he passed away from cardiovascular complications. And you think, I thought I was doing the right things to prevent it, but now it's at my door, what do I do? So the first step was getting to terms with understanding what the high blood pressure was about, why it was caused, and when is it getting caused. And then get a good doctor. Partner with your doctor. You guys are going to be in a relationship for a long time. And then in my case, it's one single tablet that I take in the morning. I check my blood pressure routinely, and I share those results with my doctor, and that way we're under control. And that just gives you assurance that let's go live now. Let's get other things done because you addressed the elephant in the room, because we all have that nagging thought that maybe something's wrong. And that's why we're just urging everybody out there, go out, go check it out, challenge the readings, understand what your readings mean, and then also partner with your doctor if you are diagnosed, because that's a long-term relationship that you're going to have.
And the process isn't a complicated one in sort of identifying your diagnosis. Maybe take us through your own personal experience. What process did you go through in identifying that particular diagnosis?
Exactly right, Tabi. So it's not that difficult. It takes literally a minute. We all seen it when we walk past pharmacies or nurses or even in your doctor's rooms. You just get a cuff put on your arm and then you get your blood pressure checked. It's even automated now, so you don't have to even do it through the picture shows of the stethoscope. In my case, I had a high reading when I went back, because in 2020, I didn't do any health checks. And then in 2021, I went and did a health check and then my blood pressure was raised. And then I just challenged the diagnosis. I thought, maybe this is just a bad day, or maybe I'm just nervous because there's a doctor in front of me or a nurse in front of me. So then in my case, I went to a local discount and I hired a BP monitor. So they put it onto your arm, and then you wear a little battery pack which powers this cuff. And every 15 minutes, it takes a reading, which means that you now get a chance to see what your blood pressure is doing when you're working, when you're relaxed, when you're going to bed, because it also reads while you're asleep. And then those results I took to my doctor. And she was amazed, because not rarely do you see a patient or someone coming through with results to empower them to make a decision. And she immediately was able to see, okay, these are the areas when you are raised. This is the medication that I can use for you. And she ruled out medications which wouldn't have been appropriate. So having good blood pressure readings is very important. So simple one, you can actually just go to your nurse clinic, get your blood pressure checked, or to your doctor. But if the result is high, challenge as well. Apply your mind and say, okay, let me just get down to this. Is it always high? And that's when I use that device, which is available at pharmacies, which you can rent out for the day.
I love it. You're essentially empowering yourself, and in so doing, empowering the healthcare professionals that you are walking this journey with. I just really would like to know what the most stressful part of your day was. Was your blood pressure highest at home, at work, in the traffic driving home? I know we can joke about it, but I think a good place to leave it, because this does affect so many people, and you've been through, as I said, the coalface yourself. What advice do you have to leave us with? Anyone who is living with hypertension right now or at risk of getting hypertension, what's your advice?
So if you're living with hypertension, firstly, you have all the necessary tools available to you to actually get controlled. So take your medication daily. It's easy to forget about your hypertension, but let's not forget about it. Let's remember every 6 months to go to your doctor to get your script and to have that discussion with your doctor about what your results are and get to control. So detect, get to control, and then you get clean sailing ahead. If you're at risk of hypertension, then look out to see, is there something in my diet that I can change? Maybe I'm eating too much salt, because we talk about salt a lot, but too much of everything is bad. So just think about where can I cut down? And then also physical activity, right? And then the last piece, which is most important, get a blood pressure reading. If you have a baseline result, then you're able to know, okay, maybe it's not high, maybe it's just high today because I'm stressed. And then you're able to determine whether you actually need to go and dig deeper. So if you're living with hypertension, I'm with you. Take your meds every day. We get under control. And if you're at risk, let's prevent it, because it's the best way to prevent hypertension rather than getting to the point of detection.
And it
thank you.
can be managed. I think that's the most important key take out for those who are already living with it. Thank you so much, Mr. Bagirati, for that one.
Thank you. Have a good morning ahead.
Hopefully that was the most stressful part of his day done and dusted, and that the blood pressure is only going to come down from here on out. I think this underpins why we need to go for our annual screening. It's of utmost importance. If you're a Discovery Vitality member, you can get your Vitality assessments done at a Discovery store near you. Don't waste any time. Just do it, or alternatively, just go to your pharmacist, to your doctor, and get a baseline number. As we've heard, you need the data to support, to empower yourself through this journey.